Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 57 of MAME Politics. Yesterday, I tried to play the game, the Total Doom conversion, VietDoom, over MAME Politics for you guys, and my settings were fucked up, and the game was so choppy it really wasn't watchable. So, since I've been a little bit obsessed with this Doom Total conversion, and I've been playing it for the last 24 hours and discovered more aspects of it, I think it'd be really fun to show you guys more of the game in better quality than yesterday. So if this somehow fucks up again and the quality is choppy, like really, really choppy, then I'm going to abandon it and we're just going to have a political talk. So hopefully that won't happen, because I do want to show you some cool stuff from this game. How's it going, everybody? Hi, Tom. Hi, Bird. Hi, No Name. Hi, David. Hi, Soul Man. Hi, Furious. So yeah, Tom, I think I am going to change the name of this channel to Doom Politics. We just have to find a Doom conversion or WAD every episode. Might run out. I'm just gonna start by playing this game just to make sure right away that it's not totally fucked. So please let me know in the chat what the quality's like once I start this, okay? So this game is an alpha version. It doesn't really have a full mission playthrough right now. But what's cool is you can start by being one of these roles. So you can start by being a flamethrower guy, and that's what I've been doing, and it's pretty fun. And you have all these levels to start with that you can try, and they're not, I don't think they're actually like connected. Once you beat a level, you don't go to the next level. But first let's do testing grounds, so I can kind of show you guys just what this game is actually capable of. And you tell me what the quality is like right now. How does the quality look? Does this look okay? Okay, good. Good. Okay. So you have these little different weapons you can use, little sprites for them. These little barrels are pretty cool. They're actually textured 3D objects, which is something I think they modified the Doom engine to have that's not normally in there. So here's a look at this pile of barrels right here. Here, let's try this. Okay, so I'm gonna go get in a tank and show you guys what this Doom Total Conversion mod is capable of, because I'm just really impressed by it. Okay, so I'm in a tank now, which is kind of crazy. The Doom engine can even handle this kind of stuff. I have a flamethrower tank. I guess I can't even. So I think I actually need to get out of there. Here. Let me get this bazooka. Let's see. This is funny too. You have binoculars. There, throw a grenade. I think I can blow up this tank too. I'm just not quite certain how the weapon system works on here. Because it seems like I can't utilize all the weapons for some reason. I'm not sure why. That's the only element of this mod I don't like, because it seems to be trying to be a little too much like a Call of Duty style game where you have different roles and stuff. And I love how you can actually destroy some of these objects. So look. Okay, so after showing you guys this stuff, I think I'm ready to just play the solo campaign mode. Let's do it with a flamethrower guy. Start at base camp. So this is the first level. So I think there's like 7 levels this guy made in here. And I'm gonna pick the easiest one. Okay. So here we go. Oh hey everyone. I didn't see all you guys there. So you have this little like, you have people in your platoon who like follow you, and they like it's like co-op style play. Like they help you. They're NPCs, which is kind of interesting. So I'm just gonna go over here and start flamethrowing these motherfuckers. Let's see. Shit. Where's my weapon? Where's my weapon? Okay, there's my weapon. Okay, so those are my NPC helpers. Those guys right there. Oh shit. Can I kill him? Those are my NPC guys behind me. Come on, dudes. Oh shit, grenade. Shit. I need to like switch weapons now. I don't understand how I get more fuel for the flamethrower. Shit. Shit. I don't know how many fucking bullets left. Fuck. Shit, I don't know what to do. Just like run away and get bullets. Fuck. Alright, let's try this again. Hard. Remember, this is the easiest setting I'm on right now. So okay, I'm gonna get more fuel, I guess, from these bastards. Or I guess this is my my supplies. So the first mission, I wasn't super impressed by, like the way that it looks or what you do in it. We should use some grenades. Yeah, I'm gonna use some grenades for this next part. But I'll show you another mission coming up next. It's pretty fucking impressive for a Doom conversion. Shit. You gotta really stay on your toes. I'm killing, I guess, Vietnamese Viet Cong is what I'm killing in this game. You play as an American soldier. I mean, I guess the one thing I appreciate about this game is that it's extremely politically incorrect, and it's just making it seem like really brutal. Whoa, what the fuck? ran out of fuel like really fast for my flamethrower, which is a bummer. I'll go get it again. Get some more fuel. Just have a little bit left. Oh no. My screen fucking flipped out. Fuck. So here, actually, I'm just gonna show you guys another mission, because I suck, first of all. So I'm gonna do an anti-tank gun. I think it's Showdown at Quang Tri. I think this is the one that I picked last time. Yes, okay. This is crazy. This is fucking crazy. Okay. So, see that helicopter there? Yeah, I can get in that shit. I mean, for a Doom mod, you gotta admit this is pretty impressive, right? I've never... I mean, have you ever seen anything like this for a Doom mod? What the fuck? Oh shit, now I have no ammunition. Okay, now I gotta go back and get another tank or something. Fuck, okay. Let's see. Jesus Christ. How do I get a fucking other tank? Where's my barracks? See, this is the problem, is that you run out of ammunition so fast. I wish I could do maybe I could do the weapons code and just get my ammunition. Maybe that's what I should do. Oh, here I am, okay. Okay. Let me get out of there. I'll get another helicopter. So I should have ammunition. Yes. Where's that motherfucker shooting me from? Fuck. Yeah, I wish you could play it as the Viet Cong. That would have made it a lot cooler, I think. Yeah, it's interesting though. I mean, with a bunch of modifications done like this, I guess the only unfortunate thing about this is it's trying to look like you're in the jungle. So there's not really much room, I guess, for like interesting level design. Or they haven't like bothered to make it that interesting. I mean, visually it looks really interesting, but in terms of just like the level structure, it's not very interesting. Let me just show you guys another mission. Let's try run through the jungle. I have an anti-tank weapon now. Wait, this looks like a Doom level. How's this? Did the mod get fucked up right here? I think it did. There's like a Vietnamese guy right there. Yeah, I think the mod got fucked up. So for some reason those... What about contact lost? Let's try that one. Okay, this looks more like it. I mean, it's really cool level design visually. I mean, in terms of the sprites, really neat look to it. Cool lighting effects too. Look at that. Shit. Got this giant anti-tank gun here. Blow this motherfucker up over near the camp. Oh shit. Shit! Fuck, I got stuck in the fucking barbed wire. How the fuck do I get off it? Fuck! Oh no! No! Fuck. I gotta regroup. Ah! Shit! All right. So let me talk to you guys a little bit. That'd be a really good Doom conversion, Tom Collector, where you just like go on DC Think Tank Row and just like shoot up the Think Tank buildings. I'd be really into that. Yeah, David, I think you're right. I think that is a sample from Apocalypse Now. When I first played it, it sounded like someone just recorded a bunch of fake, like, Vietnamese voice samples, like, in a very racist style way. Like a white guy did it. But then I realized that it was sampled from Apocalypse Now. Which in some ways actually makes it less racist than Mortal Kombat. I don't know if you guys realize this, but almost all the Asian vocalizations in Mortal Kombat are done by like Ed Boon and a bunch of white guys in the office. The Raiden sounds, the Liu Kang sounds, pretty much all those sounds are done by like two white guys speaking gibberish into the microphone. It actually took a whole other level of gibberish over the topness in Mortal Kombat 4. Some of the special move sounds in Mortal Kombat 4 almost sound like they want people to know it's tongue-in-cheek. Like there's a like Sonya's like air kickflip move in Mortal Kombat 4 is like it's like it just sounds like someone literally speaking gibberish for like 5 seconds straight. So I mean I kind of dig that, but I don't know. I mean, in terms of political stuff to talk about today, one thing that's particularly irritating to me is the fact that this Out of Shadows documentary, which is a pedogate, which on the surface it seems like it's just a pedogate Pizzagate documentary, which is bad enough, right? Which is stupid enough. But this documentary actually happens to be a QAnon documentary that is going extremely viral, has millions of views already, and it stars for about 1/3 of the entire documentary. She is a co-producer, or she's involved in the production of the film. It stars someone named Liz Crokin, who is a totally insane QAnon grifter who believes that there are underground armies fighting underneath LA that are causing earthquakes every day. And I've seen several smart people that I like respect in the scene sharing this documentary, and I'm just thinking, like, do you guys not realize like what this shit is? This is a total QAnon documentary. And if you're into the quest to uncover elite pedophilia, if that's your thing, which I still frankly don't understand why that's some people's thing. I think it's honestly fucking weird. But if that's your thing, then why would you be promoting a movie that basically associates your thing with total fucking insanity and stupidity? Like, wouldn't you want to, separate the total griftery stupid shit from like the actual real shit, even if your obsession was elite pedophilia? That's the part that I don't understand. That's why there just seems to be no discernment. And I get into talks all the time with people who are like, well, you don't think that all this stuff is fake, right? Like, you don't think that the Franklin scandal cover-up is fake? And I'm like, no, I don't think that's fake. I'm saying that I don't believe the, like, fucking clickbait Christian evangelical satanic panic narrative about Pizzagate. I've already admitted I think that certain aspects of James Olifantis' Instagram account and some of the Podesta emails are creepy and weird. But they don't make my mind go in the direction of they're involved in elite pedophilia and child sacrifice. That's not where my head goes. My head goes in other places. Like, what are they talking about? Why is Podesta into this stupid fucking performance artist, Maria Abramovich? So I think there's worthy questions to ask there. It's just been completely ruined by all these really stupid questions and stupid associations. But I just don't understand what the deal is with how a documentary like this can cross over into more sort of intelligent circles of conspiracy-minded people. Because I mean, there are different layers or levels to quality of conspiracy documentaries out there. But I think this is the first time I've noticed it really crossing over, where a lot of people who are usually very discerning of these kinds of things, I've seen them sharing it, and I'm just surprised by that. But it's kind of like, I just think it's really interesting actually to look into the person who's behind the making of this film, Liz Crokin, and to see some of the information she puts out. There's a website that I don't necessarily care for that much, called Right Wing Watch, that has actually a really good series of articles about her specifically. And I recommend you go check those out if you've not heard of her before. It's just absolutely fascinating to me. You hear her talk on these videos, and it sounds crazier and weirder than like an evangelical preacher talking about people being secretly demons. I was just talking to my friend Michael, who happens to be in the chat right now. Hi, Michael. about how some of these QAnon people actually sound more crazy than actual crazy people who make videos online. Like there's someone who appears to be schizophrenic or delusional named Gail, who Michael and I used to watch videos of online, and she talks about her conspiracy theories involve sexual fantasies of her getting like gangbanged by Brett Spiner and Putin. So that's the kind of stuff she talks about. It's not even related to QAnon or elite pedophilia. It's just like these like fun, self-contained conspiracy theories that she just rants about on her own YouTube channel. And she actually wrote a book about how Robin Williams was assassinated. The whole thing actually just seems like some kind of comedy performance art. But when you actually get into like people who are spreading around conspiracy theory videos where they star people in them who seem like bipolar schizophrenic people who are more crazy than this person we're talking about called Gail, it just defies comprehension for me. I don't understand how a person who's not already completely off the rails anyways would see something like that and be like, yeah, I'm going to spread that around. This looks valid to me. This woman, Liz Crokin, doesn't seem crazy. She seems grounded and believable. I mean, even if you're just trying to convince other friends of yours, I don't understand why you wouldn't be discerning enough to be like, you know what, this woman sounds crazy. Maybe I shouldn't send this to my friend because I'll look like a fucking idiot and my friend will think I'm crazy too. That's another aspect of it that I don't understand. Like, how could you... And I know I'm maybe coming off as really judgmental, but like, just seriously watch this lady. Watch Liz Crokin. And tell me that if a relative or a friend of yours sent you a video of hers, you wouldn't be like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, are you okay? Like, you'd be really baffled, I think. So please check this out. Oh, so some people in here have heard of Gail. That's interesting. Hey, Isabel. Hey, Grant. Hey, Adam. How's it going, man? I don't know what her last name is. Gail Cord Schuler. Is that really true? That's an interesting name. I did sample her once for a live performance I did where she was talking about how she doesn't get along with her mother's clone. And her mother's clone is always trying to fuck things up for her and make her life miserable. And then her mother's clone is conspiring against her real mom and all this stuff. And it was like a pretty intense 30-minute long video. And I sampled it and used it in a performance of mine just because I found it so disturbing. Some of her videos seem like totally silly, like she's just having fun. She doesn't necessarily believe it. Other ones that actually seem like she's having like a bad time and like she's depressed. And that was one of the ones where it seemed like she was actually pretty depressed. I know, Isabel. People's moms' clones, I mean, they fuck around. You got to be careful. Hansi, I don't. I'm so disconnected from professional wrestling that I have no comment on what you just said. The last time I watched any professional wrestling at all was the bizarre era of late 90s WWF with Yokozuna, Razor Ramon, the 1-2-3 Kid. It was just kind of weird, right? To have like a anti-Japanese, like xenophobic character. Like, what a weird era of WWF. But I mean, they've always been doing that. Isn't it funny though how Razor Ramon was a white guy, like pretending to be... He's doing like brown face, like Hispanic face caricature. Hansi, I didn't know. I don't know any of that stuff. It sounds interesting though. I mean, I'll look into it. Oh. Anyways, I don't know why I opened this up by talking about this Out of Shadows documentary. I just seen a lot of people posting it that would never post anything Pizzagate or QAnon related. And I'm just thinking, like, do you not understand what this movie is that you're sharing? Um, and it honestly just pisses me off. I understand that, it's like, I shouldn't get upset at people spreading around whatever conspiracy videos they want, but like, at a certain point, it's just like, where's the discernment? Why? I don't know. To me, it's just as bad as like posting a flat Earth video or something. Oh yeah, Michael. Michael says something that's interesting about the documentary. I haven't seen the whole thing myself yet, so I am talking out of school to some degree. I watched about 20 to 30 minutes worth of clips of it that are floating around online. But Michael says something interesting. He says that Out of the Shadows doc is a total linkage of the modern QAnon Trump stuff with the classic 80s, 90s Operation Monarch Satanic Panic stuff. It's interesting on that level. Yeah, I mean, it is interesting to me how much of this QAnon Pizzagate stuff has linked back and gone back to try to link together these more real things, like MK Ultra, for example, with Pizzagate. And you'll actually see a lot of times now online people who are like, I was an MK Ultra victim. I was satanically, ritualistically abused in a CIA MK Ultra experiment. And for some reason, these videos, like these testimonial videos, have gone very viral among certain people in the conspiracy movement. And once again, I don't understand why people spread those around as if they're gospel fact. It's like, first of all, anyone who talks about satanic ritual abuse at all should be completely written off as a fucking charlatan, okay? Because it doesn't exist. The idea of satanic ritual abuse, it doesn't exist. The idea of abuse definitely exists, and exists mostly in the home, within the family, or within close circles, your neighborhood, among your friends and family. That's where most abuse takes place. Satanism is really not even a real thing, first of all. So it's just odd how much that dominates the conspiracy landscape on this evangelical bullshit. So you pull apart the evangelical Christian bullshit aspect of it, and then you're left with some lady on being filmed claiming that she was targeted by MK Ultra. Okay, it's like, what for? What's your story? What happened to you? What names are you naming about these people who are involved in MK Ultra, who kidnapped you and brainwashed you? Almost every single one of these videos you'll watch just doesn't hold up to basic scrutiny. It is basically Gale level soapboxing, delusional, like improvisational ranting. At least someone like Bob Lazar, who I believe is a liar, at least he's able to keep his story straight. He's really practiced it. A lot of these MK Ultra satanic ritual abuse people, it just sounds like they're literally improvising their story. And that, again, I just don't understand the level of discernment that people don't have. When people send me these videos, I'm just like, why would you think that person's telling the truth? What makes you think that they were actually some kind of MK Ultra victim? Especially if they're talking about Satan and shit. Like, why? You're not Christian? Why are you sending me this fucking video? I don't know why it just makes me so angry. I thought we already learned, like 7-8 years ago, that the Alex Jones evangelical satanic panic shit was bullshit and a distraction, and that a lot of the stuff seeping into the conspiracy movement was pushed in there by idiotic, sexually repressed Christians who are obsessed with pedophilia and obsessed with, like, everything, just stupid Christian things. I thought we already knew that and moved on from that. But now it's just like, it's total regression back into this state where people I know who are not Christians, who are not evangelical by any stretch of the imagination, are sharing things online that are the dumbest, most paranoid evangelical Christian conspiracy theory things I've ever seen in my life. And I can't handle it. And then this stupid shit about Marina Abramovich being a satanist. It's just like, What? Like, she's just a fucking flake. She's a scam artist who's somehow gotten all these celebrities and elitists to pay her money. And she appropriates things from pagan rituals. Oh, but I forgot. If you're Christian, you think anything that's pagan is satanic because you're a fucking dumbass. I mean, this is the shit we're up against. It's just everything is seen through this Christian evangelical lens. It's like, you know, an Illuminati symbol is like satanic, or a symbol of a pyramid is satanic. It just seems like you have to be a fucking child to think about the world that way. Anyways. Randolph Parker. I did not see her actual appearances, but I did see that she went on both of those shows, yes. Were they good appearances? Yeah, David, I mean, that's basically what she does, is some of her stuff has things in it designed to provoke, just like a lot of these like dumb performance artists do. It's designed to provoke. Oh my God, persona management. That sounds awful. I'm so sorry to hear that you went through that. Is your mom evangelical or Christian? Is she still Christian? Does she still believe things like Ouija boards are satanic? That fucking sucks, man. I'm so sorry. I mean, I remember when, you know, there was sort of a revival of the evangelical backlash in this country when the Harry Potter books came out. Remember that? Remember how many like Christians and people said they were going to like boycott Harry Potter because it was satanic and all this shit? Michael Aquino. I'm not familiar with him, Michael. I'm trying to think of a there was an X-Files episode that was about satanic ritualistic abuse, and it was I remember it being really like, it had an interesting, God, I'm probably going to get the story wrong, but I remember it had a twist to it, like that it was actually really happening, but like some witch or somebody was like making the parents do it to like frame them. I don't know. Every time I think about all this stuff, I think back to like the X-Files. I don't know why. Tom Collector. Wow, that's interesting. You know, there is an interesting intersection between like theologian Christianity and science people. I mean, even some of these quantum physics people, physics researchers, are very anti-atheist, like adamantly so. I guess I'm really lucky. I guess I should thank my mom and dad for not raising me Christian. I mean, I can't imagine. I don't know. I mean, I can't imagine just growing up with another layer of sort of taboo. You know, like you can't watch this, or you can't do this thing, or you shouldn't do this thing because it's not Christian or it's sinful, or like that kind of mentality. I just can't even imagine what it would be like growing up with that. So I really feel for people who have come out of that world and you know, and even if you've come out of that world in terms of like you're not, you know, say like you were raised Catholic or raised evangelical, but you're now an atheist, I still feel like on some level that stuff really is so ingrained that even people I know who are very atheist, especially Catholic people, I think it's like specifically a Catholic thing, have like a level of like Catholic guilt or paranoia about, not that they're still being watched by God, but that there is some kind of ingrained guilt complex that is almost, I think is almost like bigger than a typical Protestant Christian. Same with Mormon. People I know who came out of the Mormon church who are now atheist, I still think it has a deep impact on their psychology, even just like moving forward in life, not being practicing religious. So I really feel for people, especially Mormons, Jehovah's Witnesses, people who are in more of those culty Christian religions. I think the first time I ever heard of satanic panic as a concept was the West Memphis 3. And I've watched so many documentaries on that case. Damien, I think, was his name Damien? God, what an unfortunate name if it was. The goth kid with the long hair who got charged with the murder. Damien Eccles, yeah. Interesting. He's doing live streams on that cult ceremonial magic. Please don't tell me, Voltavan, that he is doing monologues in the style of Styx Hexenhammer 666, wearing a leather jacket with no shirt on underneath. That would be fucking upsetting. Because I want to like Damien Eccles. I'm going to try playing one more mission of this. See what the heck happens. Hot Dog Hill. Let's do Hot Dog Hill. Shit. Wait, how do I get the fucking weapon? Can I get that? I guess if I'm a machine gunner, I can't grab another weapon. Fuck you, motherfucker. Ah! Fuck. Wow. It was following me? Look at that. Pretty cool. Shit. Squad. Come on, motherfucker. Wait, I only have one left. Look. Can I kill him? I can't. Interesting. Okay, where's the rocket propelled grenade coming from? Oh, shit. Shit. Fuck. This is seriously... Okay, so I have... Okay, cool. So I was actually able to add all the weapons just now. I did the code. I did a cheat code. Okay, so now I have a rocket propelled grenade. Good. Good. Okay, good. So I got all the ammo. Fuck yeah. Sorry, I had to do a code. I cheated. I cheated everybody. Apologize. Okay, let's get the flamethrower up here. Yes. Where do I go now? Ah. All right. Persona Management says, if you haven't seen it, watch Hearts and Minds, 1974. It's the best and most disturbing anti-Vietnam War documentary out there. I haven't seen it, Persona. I should. To be honest, I'm not really sure what Vietnam War documentaries I've seen before that have disturbed me the most. I have mostly just found and scoured the internet for clips of old film footage of really horrifying things filmed in Vietnam. So in terms of like actual narrated documentaries, I haven't really seen very many. I've probably just seen like pro Vietnam War ones, like when I was a kid that my dad used to watch or something. But no, I mean, there's some terrible, terrible footage from the Vietnam War of just stuff that you can't unsee. Horrifying. Of babies being murdered, napalmed, piles of dead bodies, rotting corpses with flies, American soldiers just like piling up dead bodies in trenches. It's crazy shit. I mean, it's straight up Lord of the Flies, you know. No, I haven't seen that, Tom Collector. It sounds like it's a Pac-Man documentary though, right? Is it have a similar plot to King of Kong, where it's about like a charlatan video game competition guy who like cheats his way up the ladder? Also, isn't it weird that the movie Pixels, like how fucking gross is it? You know, if it's not bad enough already that almost all Hollywood movies are franchises, remakes, reboots, sequels, or whatever. But how dumb is it now that Hollywood movies are actually like straight up rip-offs of documentaries that came out like a year earlier? Like the movie Pixels literally has a character in it played by like the dwarf in Game of Thrones who's like trying to be like the Billy Mitchell guy from King of Kong, and he like expresses storylines that happened in King of Kong, and it's just like, what the fuck is happening here? You know, I think actually the guy who made the King of Kong documentary helped write or consult on Pixels. But even still, it's just really gross and weird to see a movie literally ripping things straight off of a documentary that you saw a year earlier. It's like unsettling. God, what's another example of that happening? I can't, oh jeez. I feel like there's another very clear-cut example of what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, that last Robert Zemeckis movie with Steve Carell. I forgot what it's called, but it's like about a guy who has like a giant fake town of dolls that are like World War II era, like a World War II era city or something. He got like beat up and some kind of brain damage, and then as a way to cope, he built like a town full of dolls. And there was this documentary made about it that was really popular, sort of award-winning, and then all of a sudden, a year later, Robert Zemeckis makes a movie about the guy who the documentary's featured about. And it's like, can't you motherfuckers come up with any more original ideas? Like, somebody literally had to somebody already made a fucking documentary film. That's a film about this person. So you're literally going to make another film, an adaptation of his life a year later? Like, why? Yeah, Grant. I mean, the director of that, I mean, I'll keep an open mind. I'm not going to talk shit about it just from seeing some photos, even though I already did on Twitter. I mean, yeah. Hopefully it's good. It looked like some bad TV show with bad costume design. And I don't care if David Lynch disowned Dune. I think it's a fine movie. I never actually read Frank Herbert's original book, so I don't really have much of an attachment to them. I think the Dune version by David Lynch is one of the most interesting sci-fi fantasy movies of the 80s. I really enjoy it. And I'm just talking about like the normal theatrical cut. I think actually the one made for TV, like the mega cut, the 3-hour long version, with all the voiceover and stuff, it's terrible. So there are definitely versions of Dune which are unwatchable. But I just like the straight up theatrical cut. I think it's fine. I think it's fun, especially if you're a David Lynch fan. It's like, why wouldn't you want to see it? Kyle MacLachlan's the lead character. So I think people who just hate on Dune with a passion are either like really hardcore fans of the book, or they're like sort of really hardcore fans or of David Lynch to the point where they're like disowning it because he has. But I think it's actually better than some of his other movies. I'd rather watch Dune than Lost Highway, which I think is a mess. I think Lost Highway was actually like David Lynch trying to be like too edgy and too 90s in a way that really was really weak for him. And besides a few great scenes from that movie, which actually arguably some of his best scenes in any movie he's done, the movie's a mess and it's terrible. And Bill Pullman is fucking awful in it. So, you know, I don't share a lot of David Lynch fans' opinions about Dune or his filmography. But yeah, I think if you haven't seen Dune, you definitely should check that shit out. It's definitely worth watching. Very high budget, extremely huge sets. I mean, for a sci-fi movie, there aren't very many 80s sci-fi movies that look this high budget. Adam G. I love aspects of Lost Highway, Adam G. I mean, I think that the phone call, the Robert Blake parts in the movie, amazing. Yeah, Oz Whistles, I've heard similarly good things about that sci-fi network adaptation of Dune. Wasn't Ron Perlman also in that one? Adam G says my favorite David Lynch movie is Mulholland Drive. And that's definitely up there for me. It's not my favorite. And I think the only reason it's not my favorite is because I feel like it's too... There's something in it that makes it too obvious of when they delineate between this was reality and this isn't anymore. Or that what you were just watching wasn't reality and what you're watching is now. And for me, that betrays a little bit too much of like the David Lynch formula that I have come to love, where there's more ambiguity in terms of the difference between reality and non-reality. So I feel like, save the ending of Mulholland Drive, it is definitely one of his strongest films. Definitely. I thought Inland Empire did a better job of showing you the, like, not differentiating clearly enough between reality and non-reality. Even though Inland Empire is arguably, definitely a harder movie to watch, and it's maybe not put together as well as Mulholland Drive, just from a filmmaking perspective. I don't know. You know, actually, Eraserhead, I have not seen all the way through yet. I haven't seen all the way through. Wild at Heart is probably my favorite, says Alex Everson. You know, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what would be my favorite David Lynch movie if I were to pick one. What would it be? I honestly don't know. It might be Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me, actually. If I was really going to pick one movie that really, like, gets me in that right headspace for the whole thing, it's might be that one. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I know, Adam, it's crazy. You know, it's another David Lynch movie that I love. Is A Straight Story, which is his rated G movie, starring Richard Farnsworth, that, like, 80-year-old actor. Really interesting, different tone and style of movie than what David Lynch typically does. It almost kind of reminds me of, like, I don't even know what other filmmaker reminds me of. It's kind of, it almost has like a Coen Brothers vibe to it. But if you haven't seen A Straight Story, definitely watch it. And it also has an Angelo Badalamenti score that's, like, really, like, uplifting and, like, sort of generic Hollywood, but it's beautiful. Like, the whole movie is beautifully done. And you might have thought maybe to skip over it since it's, like, rated G and it was released by Disney. But you got to check it out because it's actually, oddly, I mean, it's one of his most, and here's actually what David Lynch said when he wrote why he was so attracted to the movie. He's never made, like, a sappy Spielbergian sort of emotionally resonant movie in that way. And part of what attracted him to Straight Story is because it was so rooted in, like, sentiment and emotion that he said he felt so moved by such a simple story. Basically, the story is about a guy who's going to visit his brother who just had a stroke across the country on a gas powered lawnmower. So he literally drives across the country on a mower. And so David Lynch, after he read this script, he said that it was one of the only times that he's read such a simple story that moved him so deeply. And he said just that alone felt like it was actually one of the most abstract sensations that he's ever felt. And so he was trying to explain in this interview why for him it was actually one of his most abstract movies, because he didn't understand, he couldn't put into words why such a simple tale about this man visiting his brother on this lawnmower moved him on such a deep level that he thought it was like some kind of magical abstract thing. So I mean, I think if you just watch it and think, oh, this kind of almost feels like a Disney movie, you're missing something from it. But yeah, I don't know. Right now, I'm feeling like A Straight Story and Fire Walk with Me are probably my favorite movies of his. And I'm probably missing another movie of his that I can't remember right now. Yeah, I'd have to think. I haven't seen Night of the Hunter. What the hell's Night of the Hunter? That sounds like I should watch this movie. There's a lot of older movies that I've missed. Um, I'm really into film and movies, but I mean, I haven't watched quite a bit of old classic movies. But I just realized what time it was, and I kind of should wrap up now. I meant to wrap up sooner, but no, I haven't seen Throne of Blood, Michael. Hey, Mom, how's it going? I need to see Night of the Hunter then. Okay, well, I'll see you guys again soon. Thanks for joining me on episode 57 of MAME Politics, where we did a redo of VietDoom. Got it working smoother, which was nice. And I will see you guys again, hopefully tomorrow or in the next few days. And as always, if you want access to all of the episodes, all the previous 56 episodes of MAME Politics, you can subscribe to my Patreon page at patreon.com/Robbie Martin for as little as $5 a month. Thanks, everybody.